Hello, everyone. Hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of a dark reaction. This is Heart Live, and my name is Matt. And, hi, how's everyone doing today? Um, it's been a while. So, yeah, let's do a quick recap of what happened. Um, it's been 11 months since I watched Dark Season 2. It's been a while. Yeah, like I I started watching Dark last year. I don't remember when. Like I don't know, fucking September, some shit like that. And yeah, I watched Dark season 1 and 2 back to back, and people even let me know back then that they probably were thinking of releasing Dark season 3 on like June 2020 because it would have like coincided with like some specific date that was like lore relevant. I don't remember much of this, but I was told beforehand, yeah, that's probably when it's gonna release, and it did, and I was like, cool, that's dope. And even there there was a trailer that dropped for season 3, and people were coming at me like, yo, are you gonna watch the trailer? Like people were fucking messaging me on Twitter, being like, yo, what, yo, dark trailer dropped, and I'm like, cool. And when the season dropped, I didn't watch the trailer by the way. When the season dropped, people were like commenting on some of my other videos, like Torchwood and shit, being like, "You're gonna watch Dark season 3," and I'm like, okay. Here's the thing. I only have a very limited amount of time that I can use towards the channel, right? That's the only reason why we have 2 uploads a week, because I cannot do more than that. And the thing is that when I'm committed to a show, I can't just like stop watching something and start watching something else. Like that's not fair, and especially to like the people that like are giving me money on Patreon in order to watch that shit. So I couldn't just stop watching The Expanse or like Torchwood. So what I did instead is that I just said whenever I have a clear slot, I'll just watch Dark season 3. And The Expanse was gonna end relatively soon, and in fact, like the schedule ended up working out perfectly because The Expanse season 4 ended, and season 5 of The Expanse is gonna start airing in like a couple weeks, and Dark season 3 is only 8 episodes long. So what's gonna happen is that I'm just gonna watch Dark season 3, and then as soon as I'm done with that, I'm back into The Expanse season 5, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do after that. But yeah, anyway, it's been like a year since I watched Dark season 2. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Is that I made a TXT document, because here's the thing. Is that people even told me this, and I was like, yes, I know. I'm gonna need some sort of refresher as to what the fuck happened in the first 2 seasons of Dark. Because Dark is a very confusing show. It's a very convoluted show. I'm not sure a lot of it makes sense. I'm sure it does, but it's been a long time. And like it's gonna be weird for people that watch this on the playlist. By the way, we do have like a new setup and everything. It's been a long time, so we do have a lot of different things going on the channel. I cannot watch those old videos. They look like shit. I don't want them in my life. But so I wrote a TXT, which I wrote based on half of it was memory, less than half of it was memory, and the remainder was I just typed on YouTube Dark season 1 and 2 recap, and there was an official video by Netflix that said recap of Dark season 1 and 2, and it was like a couple months old. So I'm sure they released that as like a getting yourself ready for season 3, because they realized what the fuck, nobody is gonna know what the fuck happened. And it's been a while. And I remember when season 3 of Dark wasn't gonna come out, I saw like a tweet, like a meme tweet that was like me trying to remember what season 1 and 2 what the fuck happened, and it was like a picture of someone being like, oh. And I'm just like, yeah, same. So I wrote a TXT, and I wrote a lot of shit in it. It's essentially, it's not even a time frame because it's not in order, but it's just a bunch of shit that happened, not necessarily in order, but in some kind of order, and it's just like from Mike and Conwell's suicide, Eric Owens going missing, Jonas Secretary Hospital. When Mikkel goes missing, becomes Mike and Conwell. By time traveling to 1986, Matt's disappearing in 1986, but then being found in 2019. Ulrich travels to 53, gets locked up. Hannah fucking backstab him and then goes missing. He lives all the way to 1987, I think. Like, here's the thing, is that the years are going to become confusing. Because in season 1, it was like 2019 and 86, and I don't remember. Like, it's always 33, right? But then in season 2, it was like 50, it was like 87, and then 2020, and then 54. Yeah, 750. Yeah, 3. Yeah. But like the thing is that a lot of this is gonna mesh together. So I might be wrong in some shit that I say by like a year, but I more or less have it more or less pinned down. Wendon is post-apocalyptic in 2053, which is where Jonas went at the end of season 1 after touching. What was the kid? It was Helge, I think. Was his name Helge? The guy that was like, it's gonna happen again. The old guy who was also like helping Noah, which was helping Adam. Noah died, by the way, at the end of season 2. I just remember his sister shot him. But then young Noah survived in the bunker with Elizabeth and Peter. What's his name? Peter? I think it was Peter. The dude that was into dudes, but he lived an unhappy marriage because of that. And then who else? Regina dying of cancer. Yeah. 87 Claudia traveled to the future with Jonas, and then she brought Regina to the bunker. Jonas tried to save Martha, and then this intro is gonna be long, by the way. Should I just make a different video for this intro? I could. It's just me trying to just the thumbnail is just gonna be me doing this, and it's gonna be like trying to remember what the fuck happened in Dark Season 1 and 2, right? So I might just do that. Am I actually just gonna do that? Yeah. So Jonas, like young Jonas, tries to save Martha, and then Adam shows up and fucking shoots her, and then alternate universe Martha shows up and saves Jonas, and it was like the dumbest shit ever. Because like, yeah, and the apocalypse happened there. And here's the thing, this is the question I had, is that I don't think it got answered. I don't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like, I don't know the apocalypse exactly what it was. It was just Wyndham getting fucked, or was it like the whole world? Because it could have just been the whole world. Because like, well, it's weird because there's a bunker in the city and people survive by being in said bunker in the city, which means that like, the shockwave was probably as destructive then. So I don't know what happened. There were also like drones and shit in the future, or am I misremembering that? We never properly saw them. So I don't know. Whatever. I don't know what kind of post-apocalyptic future we're gonna have. That I don't think that was fully like shown. So I'm curious to see what that's gonna be. But it fucking a portal in 2020 open. With the dark matter. Because there was a portal opening in 2053 that Elizabeth opened, I think, and then another one that the kids that then grew up and became Adam's lackeys. Was it? I don't remember their fucking names, by the way. I don't remember the name of a lot of the characters. Magnus was the Mikkel's brother, and then there was the other chick, Elizabeth's sister, the older one. That was kind of a bitch, but maybe not. I don't remember her name, but I think she like opened whatever portal in 21. And then there was a portal in 2053, and then what happened is that that like triggered the dark matter that the police were searching in 2020, and that became like the portal or whatever. And then Elizabeth and fucking God, what was her name? I forgot. Do I have another TXT from like a year ago on Dark? Because like, dude, I don't think I do. Hannah's the bitch. Fucking no, I don't remember her fucking. Okay, and I'm scared to look for anything. That's the problem. That's the problem. Wasn't there like a picture that was like a family tree that somebody sent me? Season 2. Let's keep it to season 2. There was one that somebody sent me, and it was a very old one, and I'm trying to find that one in a specific because that one would be like easy to like. Just I just want the names, dude. Nah, I'm afraid to look for shit. I'm afraid to look for shit. So I'm just not gonna do that. But so the police woman. I'm just gonna refer to people as what I remember them, not necessarily their names. Because I do that a lot, actually. I do that a lot watching The Expanse or Torchwood or whatever. In any show, I just do that. Um, yeah, I don't think things as serious as people want me to do, and I don't care. But yeah, sure. I say that, and then I read my TXT, and I literally wrote "Wind and fucking explodes" or whatever. Yeah, that's the energy we're coming at this with. I'm having fun here with myself. But yeah, the apocalypse happened, whatever that is, and then that leads to Jonas when he fucking shows up in 52 or 53. I think he showed up in 52, and then by the time season 2 started, he was 53 because it had been like 6 months or something. So yeah, anything else worth pointing out? The fact that Jonas was the one that caused Mikkel to kill himself because he told him you're gonna kill him yourself, so I'm here to save you, and then he was like, no, but it has to happen, dude. And like that's true. And then Claudia took him into under his wing, and Claudia killed Egon. By the way, Egon Tideman. He actually solved everything. He actually discovered everything that happened. And like old Ulrich in 57 escaped and went and saw Mikkel, and then they like talked for a while, and then Egon fucking got him locked up or whatever. And I think they fought at some point or something. I don't remember. And uh and yeah, like Ulrich saw like Magnus and the other kids as he was being taken away, and they just and like the police just thought that he was just crazy, and they didn't stop the car and they didn't hear him. So that sucks. Um yeah, Claudia kills Egon accidentally because Egon was asking too many questions, and Claudia was like super curious, and she was like this dark matter shit, like it's important or whatever. I don't exactly remember how it went down, but she accidentally kills him, and then she was like mortified over it, and then Jonah shows up, and he's like, I got a mission for you or whatever, like he gave her some kind of purpose, and then she was like, who the fuck put you up to this? And he was like, you did, the older Claudia. By the way, old Claudia died. She got shot by like a shotgun by, I think it was like Noah, and I think it was in like 53. And then young Egon found her body. So that's fucking funny. They both saw each other's dead bodies. So that's something. And he figured that out. I think by the time that he died, he had figured that out because he was like, you were that old woman because some time travel shit is happening, and you have it to Chromia, so I could tell by the eyes. Um, Yeah, Jonas did a lot of time traveling in season 2. He was in the future, and then he went to, was it 20 or 21? And then he met Adam, and then Adam sent him into another orb, and then he traveled to like 87, and then he went into the Claudia shed, and then they traveled to the future to 2020, and that's when the apocalypse happened. So it finally got there in the end, at the end of the season. And then the whole like alternate universe and shit happened. There was Tannhaus, H.G. Tannhaus. He was the clockmaker. There was just like a pun of time, because like he has this aura of like the mad scientist, but he's not really the mad scientist. He was just some dude, and he was a clockmaker. Like he doesn't do anything crazy. And like this dude shows up, and he leaves him a phone from like how much, 66 years into the future, like super modern phone. And he's like, what the fuck is this shit? And then like old Claudia shows up with like schematics for a time machine, and then fucking adult Jonas shows up, and like they interchange time machines, so he would repair the older time machine into become the actual time machine, and he takes the younger time machine and uses it with like some fuel that he had, which was the like Dharma. I don't exactly remember how that went, but there was a lot of like time shenanigans. Like this show is just time shenanigans. The map to the Winding Caves that I feel like was made by, what was her name, Ulrich's wife, that is desperately looking for Mikko. She was like going through like the caves and shit, And oh yeah, they all figured out about adult Jonas by this point. But at season 2, it was dope because like everybody knew that the stranger was older Jonas, and that was fucking dope. Hannah's a bitch, by the way. Like, she literally just went, fucked over Ulrich, and then I think she just disappeared in 53. I think that was just it. That was it for Hannah. So whatever. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that I was like, okay, well, so what happened to Hannah then? Like, Hannah should be theoretically in the 80s, right? Unless she like dies or goes somewhere else or some shit, which she could. But I think she just disappeared in the 50s. And like, looking at like the 80s, I don't think there's any character that it like makes me think that should be Hannah, right? So I don't know. Should be like an old lady. So I don't know what that could be. So yeah, I think that is like enough like recap of like random events that happen across Dark that I feel should be relevant to some degree. Like, yeah, there's the fact that Adam is older and older Jonas and he's fighting time. I don't exactly remember what was his goal. Was it just like the destruction of time? He started a church that was just like, we're just gonna kill time as a concept or whatever. And Claudia, I don't exactly remember what the fuck. Like, Claudia and Adam are at a fight, you know? But I don't exactly know what the fuck it was about. It was like an ideal, based on like ideals. And I don't really know what to make out of anything because everything is cryptic and vague in the show, and it's been a long time, so fuck it. I'll figure it out as I go. But I think that is enough like dumb whatever recap for Dark. I don't exactly remember much than that, and I'm not gonna go on like skim through every episode. I thought about doing that, and then I was like, nah, I'm tired, so I don't want to do that. So I think this is a good enough recap. We've been talking about this shit for like 20 minutes. I think it's good enough. So yeah, and by the way, like my sister watched Dark. When I was watching Dark, I told my sister I'm watching the show in school, and then she watched Dark. And then she watched Dark season 3 before I did because I was busy watching The Expanse. And the other day I was like, yeah, I'm about to start Dark season 3. And she told me, and I was like, I have to like watch a recap or something in order to remember what happened. And she told me, you're still not gonna understand what happens. So I'm like, cool. So yeah, I suppose that's just what Dark season 3 is gonna be. It's gonna be some more confusing shit. So there we go. The other thing I want to say is that like I'm looking at it right now here on Netflix, and it's like an hour long. I don't remember how long the episodes for season 3 were, but like every episode for this is an hour long, which is like, whoa. It's gonna be, every episode is gonna be fucking, it's a lot, dude. It's 8 episodes long, but it's a commitment every episode. But anyway, Dark season 3. I'm pretty sure this is where the show ends. It's the end, so we'll see what we do. I think this is just gonna be like the recap. I think this is just gonna be like an actual recap video that I'm just gonna be like talking about Dark for a while, trying to remember what the fuck happened, and then I'm just gonna do reaction in a different video. So I think this is what I'm gonna be doing. So yeah. But before that,